everyone, this is V, your favorite podcast host and producer. I just need to start this episode off with 2 quick notes before we jump into the actual content of the podcast. So first, we did record this episode using new equipment, which we do mention in the upfront. Unfortunately, after listening to the entire episode, I'm just not fully satisfied with the quality of the audio, and you may notice in some spots that my voice seems to fade in and out a bit. I do apologize if that creates any difficulty listening to the episode, and I have done my best in post-production to improve the audio quality. You may also hear me ask you to provide feedback about the audio. You can just disregard that, as we'll be using our normal recording equipment for future episodes, and we will not be using this new audio equipment. 2, just a quick correction. There is a moment where Lucas uses 2 acronyms, PSA and TSA, and what he actually meant to say is PTA, like Parents Teachers Association. English is hard. Sometimes we make mistakes. Okay, that's all I wanted to preface in the upfront. Let's jump into the episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Play Choices Podcast, a podcast you hear. I'm your host, V.
I'm the co-host, Lucas.
I'm just so excited because we're, recording this with, new audio equipment.
I know, right? Yeah, we are.
It's so exciting! I hope the audio quality is better. I hope it's worth the money that we spent on it. It was like $100 worth of equipment. But yeah, we have new audio equipment, so if it sounds unusual, that's why. If it sounds weird, or if you have any feedback about the way that the audio sounds, please let me know. Happy to be here, happy to have the ability to have the equipment, so thank you everybody for your donations. Thank you for listening to the ads, because that did help us build up revenue to be able to even afford this equipment, which is really nice. So I just want to thank everybody for listening, especially if you are a part of our secret service, those people who donate the money to the podcast for us to be able to reinvest it and just continue to improve the quality. I mean, I'm kind of crossing my fingers on that one, because we're just now recording. We've done a couple tests. It's not like we're just doing this dry, but you never know until you sit down and look at the entire finished product, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
So, we're crossing our fingers for this one, but it is exciting. And it's very funny that the podcast that we're splurging out on is the Nanny Affair 2. So yeah, we're going to spend this episode discussing chapters 4 through 6 of the Nanny Affair Book 2. This episode is not spoiler safe, so if you do want to avoid spoilers for the Nanny Affair Book 1 in its entirety and Book 2 chapters 1 through 6, please go read those first, and we'll be here for you to come back and listen. The last kind of warning I do need to give for the Nanny Affair is because it is a book that is very focused on sexual content. We may have to discuss sexual content as just a part of the nature of the book. So if you are not old enough to be listening to that type of content, or if that is just the type of content that you don't like, then I would greatly encourage you to go to a different episode where we won't be discussing, or we are less likely to discuss that type of topics or that type of content. Okay. That's all I need to say. We got the professional shit out of the way. Let's just go ahead and kick it off with chapter 4 of book 2, titled The Housewarming. So as a reminder, the default MC name is Anna Schuyler, so that's how we're going to be referring to the MC for the duration of the episode. The chapter summary says, will your party thaw your guests' attitudes toward you, or will they give you the cold shoulder? So the chapter begins with Anna at her apartment. She is preparing for the housewarming that Naya pretty much forced her to have.
Absolutely.
For the PTA parents, which we're still confused about what the purpose of that was. I have read this entire book in its entirety, and I still don't know. So that's not something we ever get more clarification or answers to. I guess we're just supposed to accept at face value that it's something we need to do. I don't know. Nothing about it makes sense. But the twins and Jordan arrive, and there is a diamond scene to have the twins help Anna finish prepping for the party. It is a 16 diamond scene. Did you take it?
Oh no, because the opening scene, they were already making shit wrong and fucking shit up, and I was like, you guys have to leave, because obviously I'm so in love with your father that I have to do this correctly, and you guys are not going to be able to help.
Yeah, you guys are actually making it more difficult for me to become your stepmother.
Oh god, that's such a weird concept. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm sure the kids wouldn't mind, but I truly hope Sam has a sit down with them and okay, feelings between me and your old nanny have evolved. They have to know, actually. They have to know,
because remember, at the end of book 1, when she was leaving, she was like, it's not about you boys, and they were like, no, we know that it's not about us.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, little sneaky bastards, yeah.
Right? book 2, and we were still waging the war on Mickey and Mason. And
Absolutely.
I think even on like our first episode for book 2, we had a comment about them being like villains still.
Yes,
It's just becoming a theme for us. I don't hate the kids that much. I just find them annoying. I think Lucas is the one who really thinks that they're plotting our downfall.
they're a little bit too observant, and the way the writers like write them to be important into the plot in some moments when it's only meant to like push the characters together, like that's just like villainy, you know?
Yeah, it's very weird because they're like, oh yeah, like we know that you and Dad are like in love, yada yada yada, but then at the same time, they're like, oh, this is something you're doing for my father? Let me fuck it up.
Absolutely.
Let me not take it seriously whatsoever. I mean, I understand that they're like little boys. It's just the fact that they have these like moments of clarity where they're like, yeah, no, like we know what you guys are doing in order to like keep this relationship afloat. But we also actively sabotage it. But they're cute. I don't think I took this scene. I can't remember. Like I said, I read this chapter like weeks ago, and unfortunately in my notes I didn't write down whether I did or didn't, but I'm going to assume that I didn't because I usually don't buy the diamond scenes for the boys, and I don't really care about Jordan. But let's walk through what does happen if you do take it. So if you take the diamond scene, the boys will rush to find the ingredients. They will leave momentarily, and Anna will turn back to Jordan and notice that they are closer to her, as in Jordan has stepped closer to Anna.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, the book narration is so heavy-handed. Like, literally the narration, and I wrote this down because I thought it was very funny. It says, and because I'm playing a male Sam, which means I got a male Jordan. Mm-hmm. So the narration says, he must just be making space for the boys when they get back. Ma'am. Mm-mm. Ma'am.
Mm-mm.
Miss.
They wrote in Anna's naivete? Like, that's weird. Like...
Yes. No, they literally wrote in, like, her being like, oh, he just is just making space for the boys. And it's like, why would he need to make space for some 8-year-olds that are as thin as a toothpick from what I can tell from the drawings?
Right. That is so weird.
It's like, oh my god, he's so much closer. And it's like, okay, we already know what you're trying to do, Pixelberry. Like, we saw the beginning of the fucking book. We saw the little flash forward y'all did to, like, make it known that we're gonna fuck Jordan at some point, apparently. But for some reason, God, I mean, it's just the narration of the Nanny Affair. I mean, just truly not subtle at all. It's kind of agonizing, actually, when I think about it.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is.
So Jordan will ask to talk to Anna later because they're hoping to get some advice on nannying. Anna will ask, is it just going to be the two of us? And Jordan's like, duh, bitch. Is there a guest lecturer? Like, who else should be attending this? So obviously, oh my god. I mean, I know that we have talked about how you could play. I think we had this discussion a lot in book 1, where it's like you can either play like the Anna who very well knows that she's getting herself into a sticky situation, but still decides to, you know, go with it because, you know, she thinks it's worth the risk. Right. Or you can play a naive Anna who's like, no, nothing's going to go wrong. Like, it's going to be perfect. Like, me and Sam are going to end up together forever, yada, yada, yada. And, like, this dialogue just leans so far into the naive Anna territory that I just, like, have to roll my eyes. Because, like, that's not the Anna that, like, I want to play. Like, why is she sitting here? I mean, I'm not saying that she has to be sitting here like, oh, he wants to fuck me. Like, no, we don't have to go that far. But the whole thing of, like, oh my god, he's getting closer? Wow, he just must be making space for the boys. Like, bitch.
Also, like, this early on in the story when, like, the interactions between you and Jordan are, like, very few. Like, I mean, just, like, completely non-existent. And they feel the need to, like, try to create this atmosphere and have, I don't know. It's just very... It's like fan fiction writing. Like, it really is. Like, it's just... let's make something out of nothing and then make Anna oblivious to it.
That's not the first time that you have accused the Nanny Affair feeling very fan fiction-y.
It is...
Can I just say, I just want to note, we're not trying to put fan fiction writing down.
No, not at all.
By any means, because there are definitely some very, very, very talented fan fiction writers. It's just that, like, fanfiction does get a bad rep because it's not like y'all are publishing books. You know what I mean? It doesn't go through like 8 cycles of editing, yada yada yada. And that's not. There are definitely some shitty motherfucking books out there with really bad writing, but fanfiction does get the bad rep of like typically being very poor writing or like writing that just doesn't feel like it's like, you know, professional,
authentic,
kind of,
right?
like professional level writing. So that's why we make that comment. I fucking write fanfiction, so like nobody's looking at you being like, oh my god, you write fanfiction, you must be so bad. Like that's not our intent here. But yeah, basically at the end of the interaction, Jordan will wink and Anna will blush. So okay, whatever. Okay. Yeah, the boys will come rushing back in and the conversation will quickly turn into talking about Mason's new girlfriend, or at least that is what Mickey is calling her. Mason will deny having feelings for the girl, and Mickey will reveal that they promised to not like girls after Sophia and Sam broke up, which really made me sad, to be honest.
Like, that's them, like kind of opening up about their trauma a little bit.
Just being like, it was such a bad thing to watch our parent endure that we don't even really, like, want to be in a relationship anymore.
Right.
I feel like sometimes the writers of this book, they just drop in like little details about like how traumatic Mason and Mickey's lives have been, and they'd be like, all right, and let's move on. I'm like, hold on.
They're like, and now we move on to Anna trying to, you know, give Sam a blowjob at the back of like some museum.
while the boys were 5 feet away.
Right.
So yeah, that made me really, really sad. But truly, we spend no time in the narration kind of focusing on that. But like Anna's pretty much just like, oh, that's cute. You have a girlfriend. How's class? Pretty much. And we do learn that the twins are adjusting well to being in separate classes, which is good. So the scene will transition from hanging out with the twins to going to the party. At the party, Jenny will gush about the celebs that are on the guest list that Naya compiled. Anna will greet all the guests and will oddly enough admit to the guests that she's no longer working for Sam as a nanny, which is different from what we predicted. I thought maybe they're going to draw this whole like nanny thing a little bit longer to make it make sense why she was hosting the party.
Yeah, now it doesn't make sense if she has nothing to do with the children. Like, it's why am I at this? Yeah.
Why am I at this party?
You're a wannabe TSA mom? Oh, like, wait, PSA.
Oh, you know what? It could be both.
It could be both. Yeah, the way they trying to strip search her and shit and find all her secrets.
It could be both. So one of the guests whose name is Lana will bring up Sophia, and it seems like she's trying to get a rise out of Anna, but if Anna stays calm in the dialogue, she will impress the guest. Just kind of like a TDLR, nobody really likes Lana at this party.
Yes, the comments about her?
Yeah,
she's a bitch. Kind of
the PTA mom that nobody likes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they all just have to endure her. And people are not afraid to put her in her place either. So later during the party, Lana will bring up Sophia a second time. Lana will claim that they're besties, but continues to bring up the affair rumor. A.k.a. the rumor that Sam and Anna were bumping uglies while Sam was engaged to Sophia, which is, we all know is true. Okay.
Before we get on with the rest of the episode, let me interrupt with some plugs. You can leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/play-choices-podcast/message. It could show up in a future episode. You can also directly support this podcast by going to anchor.fm/play-choices-podcast/support, which will allow you to support us on a monthly basis. You can also go to streamlabs.com/playchoicespodcast/tip to make a one-time tip. All of these links will also be available in the episode description. Thank you for your support, and let's get back to the episode.
The rest of the guests clearly don't really like her, and one of them outs that Lana was actually the one who told the tabloids about the rumor. So now we know who's airing our dirty laundry. Lana will then press Anna about her relationship to Sam, and if you pick all of the right options, Anna will say that the media distorted their friendship, and Jenny will insinuate that that was why she had to quit. So, okay, cool. Like the fact that Jenny has our back on this, still confused about why we're here.
Yes,
why are we having the party?
Absolutely.
Just to introduce us to Lana? Is that it?
I mean, it has to be like, yeah, of course, like they set Lana up to be like the villain of this particular book, but at the same time, there was no reason for us to meet her because we don't take care of the kids. So It's just weird. It's very weird. Like, And it's weird that these, like, PTA moms have such a social standing with celebrity gossip that, like, if you're not in their good graces, you can't be with Sam without the backlash of the wedding failing.
Yeah, and then Jenny talking about all the celebs on the guest list, and we're sitting here talking to the PTA
These
mothers.
moms? Like,
Can we go talk to the celebrities, please?
I heard Zendaya like my wine. Like, that's who I want
Right.
to talk to. Like, come on now.
I need to go talk to Loki.
Okay.
Whatever his name is, Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that Ariana Grande in the corner?
Yeah,
Let me go
right.
talk to her. Her last album was a bop. Like, I don't understand why we're sitting here talking to Lana of all people when she clearly hates us. Lana will make one last comment, doubting Anna's story before she leaves, and one of the guests will invite Anna to the annual regatta the following week. So after the party, there is a diamond option to invite Sam over for 18 diamonds. Did you take it?
No, I did not. I did not care enough to. I've seen that man naked way too many times. And
Uh-huh.
also, the dialogue with Jenny was, like, a little sad because it seemed like she didn't want the party to be over. I don't know. Like, Jenny's dialogue was very sad in that moment. She was just kind of like, I didn't want to blow my best friend off for Sam, right? Because I just feel like I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, like, I can survive one night without him. Like, let me just hang out with Jenny, clean up, call it a day.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I also didn't take it. It really wasn't driven by Jenny's friendship at all. Just like you said, I've seen this man's nutsack 1,001 times.
Right.
I don't think I should have to pay diamonds for it anymore. So I was just absent of this whole book. So later, Anna and Sam will meet with Naya. They will review the party, and Naya will say it must have gone well for Lena to try so hard to embarrass her in front of all her guests. Anna will mention the regatta invite, and Naya will say it is a perfect opportunity to organize a meet-cute since there will be press there. For those of you who don't know, a meet-cute is basically like a term for describing how a couple meets. So, that's what it's called. So, I think we should just go ahead and move on to Chapter 5 titled The Meet-Cute. How's that sound?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so the chapter summary says, it's time for you and Sam to reintroduce yourselves to the world, but your meet-cute won't be the only surprise to the regatta. This, honestly, the narration for this, pretty motherfucking short, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna run through chapter 5 really quickly. So Naya is over at Anna's house the morning of the regatta. This is the first time, at least to the public, that Anna and Sam are meeting since she was quote-unquote let go as a nanny. Therefore, they're not allowed to participate in any PDA because their relationship is still supposed to be pretty professional. We learn that Sam and Naya came up with exactly how the meet-cute will go, but Anna is intentionally left out so that way her reaction is authentic, which honestly, pretty fucking smart, Naya.
I don't know. She is just not subtle at all whatsoever, no matter how hard she tries to be. And it just be infuriating sometimes. So,
Right.
good for them. And also good for Sam as a partner to be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to, like, stick with her because you do not know how to act oblivious.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great tactic. Certainly makes a lot more motherfucking sense than this party we had to go to. I can't let that go. I'll be honest. Forever, the first thing I'm gonna be thinking about, the first fucking thing that Naya made us do is throw a PTA party. Why?
Yeah, no.
It makes no sense. Okay, so at the yacht club, Sam will text Anna to meet at the pier. Anna will trip at the pier, and Sam will catch her before she falls into the water. A crowd will gather around them, they'll play it cool, and Anna will slyly mention how they haven't seen each other in a while. The crowd will whisper about the alleged affair and how it must not be true since they haven't seen each other in a while.
Because there's no way they would be lying.
No! They have to be telling the truth. They're at the regatta. People don't lie.
Oh, did you hear that? She said it's been a minute. Oh, that means it has to be a long time.
That means she must have not fucked him. What if they were fucking and they just haven't seen each other in a while?
Right.
We gotta start being a little bit more skeptical of what we see, okay? Like, we gotta start questioning shit. So Sam will escort Anna to her seat, and the paparazzi is watching literally the entire time. At the seats are other parents from the PTA as well as their children, including Mickey and Mason. Jordan leaves to get the twins under control, and as they're leaving, they will touch Anna again in a way that is very clearly called out in the narration. Like, Jordan be going out of their way to make sure that they're making physical contact with Anna all the time. And it just keeps getting called out in the narration. I thought that the affair would be more sexy. I just have to be honest. I thought I was going to be more turned on by this. And I'm really not.
Because us touching arm hair, like, go on somewhere.
No,
Please.
you tickling the back of my shoulder blade, it's not doing much for me. Like, that's...
You taking like a half a step closer, not even close enough that I could smell you. You just like get a little bit closer. Like, no, Jordan, if you don't go take care of them kids.
I feel like this is exactly how, like, Mason must have made his move on his new girlfriend, right? Like,
Oh
this is
my
how, like,
god.
first graders flirt, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's how they flirt. Like, this is he's been spending a little bit too much time with the kids. That's what I'm thinking. He asked Mason for tips on how to, like, flirt. And Mason was like, well, we just played Legos together. And he's like, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, right. I could totally do that.
I could do that. So Sam and Anna will settle down to watch the race, and Sam will suggest they sneak around, which you can do for a 20 diamond scene. It's pretty much just a sex scene. Did you take any of these sex scenes?
Okay, I did take this one because listen,
Okay.
I am only interested in the sex scene if there's a chance that we can get caught. You know?
Okay.
Let's
Got you
know,
doing it for the rush.
yeah, I'm doing it for the rush, you know, because then other than that, it's just like, you know, like Sam sneaking over to my apartment, like the odds of someone finding us very low. But us fucking at this damn regatta with everyone there, bring it on.
Yeah, no, I mean, spoiler alert, I didn't buy any fucking sex scene in this entire book. I didn't think it was worth it. Afterwards, Lana will grab Anna aside briefly. Lana will comment that Anna looked really cozy next to Sam, and that Sam could cause Anna problems. Anna can either respond nicely to her or get defensive. How did you respond?
I definitely play dumb. Like I just feel like I have to play dumb until like the real motives are revealed. So I was just like, oh my god, like thank you so much for warning me. Like I didn't know. Like I don't know who this man is. That's so crazy. Thank you, girl. Cause like what's the point of getting defensive? Like that's what she wants, right?
I got defensive because fuck her.
Oh my god, what was the dialogue for that?
Like, I don't remember. You know what? I played this so long ago. I don't remember. I'm fucking useless. No, I literally don't remember. I'm sure if you look up like on some YouTube video,
Yeah.
they picked it. Like I'm absolutely sure. But like I was just like, I don't like you very much. So whatever. So the group will watch the race, and Lana will notice an unusual but familiar-looking boat. And that is when Sophia will arrive, saying it's her boat participating in the race. So Sophia's back, bitches.
I mean, truly, like, I gotta be honest. I should have saw it coming, but I did not see it coming.
Sadie's back.
She back.
Tell a friend.
We ain't got no friends. We ain't got no friends. We trying. That's why we doing this. That's why we at this party, you know?
I knew Sophia was coming back because I saw, like, in like, the teaser for the Nanny Affair, they said that, like, Sophia and Robin will be making an appearance again, but, like, I was just, like, one.
And why now? Like, first of all, it's so Sophia to show up at this, like, you know, yearly, annual, big, huge party in her fucking boat. Like, so her. It's just like, ugh.
She's a badass bitch.
I will say, though, like, as much as... I don't know. Did I really complain about Sophia that much in book 1? I can't remember. A bodyguard, tell me. Did I complain that much about Sophia? I can't recall. But I will say that, like, definitely in book 2, she becomes, like, a lot more enjoyable. I think the book, like, turns a corner when she comes, though. In my opinion. I definitely feel like the content and the quality of the content improves.
Okay.
She just
That's
adds,
something
like,
to
an
look
interesting
forward to.
dynamic. Because, like, the Nanny Affair really is only good for the drama, right? And, like,
Yes.
if I'm reading and it's just me and Sam, like, trucking along in our relationship, like, I'm so bored. Yawn.
Right. You mean I'm happy with no external issues?
Right.
Like,
Boring.
absolutely.
Give me some motherfucking problems, bitch. Okay, so let's move on to Chapter 6, titled The X. The summary says the sudden change to the corporate competition means you'll be spending a lot more time with your worst enemy, ... and so will Sam. So the chapter picks up some days later with Anna sneaking into Sam's apartment to ask how their job is going. Sam will reveal that Sophia's dad, Paolo, died a few days ago from an apparent heart attack. Tony, who is Sophia's brother, signed everything over to Sophia, and she will now compete for the Dalton Russo Corporation against Sam and Robin in a 3-way showdown. So
That's so crazy that, like, her father knew that Sophia still, like, has spent years in this business, but he still signed it over to Toby, whatever. What's her brother name?
Don't
You know he was only in a chapter and a half.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's just so insane, like.
And I love that Tony was like, "Bitch, I don't want this."
Exactly. I truly, like, instead of just being like, you know what, my father left me this, like, I have to. He was like, no, I'm gonna give it to my sister who could most likely do, like, more with it than I could.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny. I also wonder because, like, Tony was there when we were at the dinner and stuff, like meeting the family, but I wonder how much of it is just like, you know what, I really don't want anything to do with this, versus how much of it is like Sophia strong-arming him, because we don't really know their relationship that well.
Yeah, true.
So I do wonder if, like, what's leading to that decision. But I mean, either way, I'll just go ahead and spoil it for you. We don't ever get any context. We never see Tony again. So, like, we just have to take it at face value.
Okay, all right.
So, in the middle of their conversation, Robin will enter. Robin insists that Sam needs to work with them in order to get Sophia out of the competition. So Robin will scoff at the idea of Sam preferring to lose the company over working with her sibling, and Sam will question, "Are you even my sibling anymore?" Dramatic.
Meryl. So
dramatic.
When are we all gonna, like, I mean, like, why is anyone even mad at anyone anymore? Like, I don't understand. We were all doing it. Like,
you have to drop this. Because this is just getting ridiculous and petty and childish. And, like, it's just, come on now.
Before we continue with the rest of the episode, let me interrupt to share our socials. We are at Play Choices Podcast on Instagram, Play Choices Pod on Twitter, and we're also on playchoicespodcast.tumblr.com. I'll post any episode notes relating to this week's episode on Tumblr. We're also available for streaming on all major platforms. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review, as reviews help us in the platform's algorithm. If you leave us a 5-star review, we'll read it on the podcast. As always, we are a growing podcast. If you see us on your socials, we appreciate a reblog, a retweet, or a share depending on the platform you see us on. We also love it when you share our podcast with your choices-loving friends. And back to the episode.
So after Sam says that, Robin will back off, saying that they can at the very least be allies, and Robin does seem like very clearly regretful of the state of their current relationship. Sam says that when they look at Robin, they only see someone who betrayed them and walks away. So Anna will talk to Robin briefly, and Robin confesses that they aren't the kind of person who is likely to get a second chance, and that they feel foolish of thinking that Sophia's return would ever get them a second chance with Sam. So, to be honest, kind of walk away from this dialogue feeling just 100 times more sympathetic towards Robin than I have ever felt towards Sam.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Because, like, Sam's out here getting everything that he wants.
Oh, say that again. One more time for the audience, just in case I didn't hear it.
Is out here getting everything that he wants in life.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine trying to prove yourself to a family already feeling like blood is thicker than water. Like,
literally.
Come on. Like, Robin was just out here trying to do his very best. Again, we have a male Sam, so I gotta advocate for my male Robin. Right. Out here just trying to do what he thought was right. And truly, like, and this is gonna sound like a little naive, but why was it Sam just like, oh my god, thank you so much for having sex with Sophia, because I was hitting Anna in the back, like, this whole time. Like, literally, I don't understand.
Just go over there and, like, high five your bro, dude.
Absolutely.
Y'all were literally fucking each other's I guess Anna, in a way, could have been Robin's bitch, just in the sense that, like, they were friends. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And, like, Robin and Anna had a little bit of a, not really a secret friendship, but, like, a little bit of a friendship. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, what is I understand that, like, they are truly both trying so hard as to be, like, the CEO of this company. Mm-hmm. But, like, regardless of who wins, wouldn't they just put the other one right under them? like, what is this whole thing of, like, at the end of the day, even if you lose the competition, you still win, because you're going to have major, like, money coming in and major responsibilities for this company, because it's not solely just a CEO's job. They're just the one who owns it. There's still a lot of mechanics and a lot of people that go into playing, the role of a healthy business. So this whole like all or nothing states, it's not really all or nothing. And if they do just get over this and like have that line of communication open, they both could win. I don't understand this. This is so petty.
Well, I do feel like it is a little bit more dramatic for Sam because he's not playing for himself. He's doing the competition for his boys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it always comes back to, like, I gotta leave the twins a legacy.
Right.
Something to inherit.
And what if they grow up and be like, I don't want to be no damn business major?
I know,
The fuck?
and then you just subjected yourself to this life for however many years, and they don't even want it.
Right. And who's to say that Robin won't have children?
Well, I don't think Sam really gives a fuck about Robin's children.
No,
Like,
I mean, that is true. That is so true.
That's a compelling argument for people who are fans of Robin, but from Sam's point of view, Sam's like, fuck you, bitch.
No, like, truly. Fuck you and your hypothetical, theoretical future kids. Like,
Fuck you and your sperm, ho.
like, literally, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely, but no,
So yeah, Sam don't give a fuck. But yeah,
because,
I mean, go ahead.
I can't understand where Robin's coming from, because, like, Robin lost Sophia, Robin is losing Sam, and there's a high potential now that Robin, it's not just, two people, it's 3 people now. So now you have to worry about more people who could get this company over you, which could, in fact, leave Robin with nothing, because at the end of the day, if Sam doesn't win, theoretically, Sam still has Anna.
Yeah. And, like, Sam doesn't even need this company for his happiness. He's just stressed out about the boys.
Right.
Permanently. All the time. I don't know. I just kind of walked away feeling like Robin kind of had a little bit more like skin in the game in this than Sam does. Like, I feel like Sam's just doing this just to be like petty and just to have a legacy for his people. Like, you are so motherfucking rich. Your kids are going to be fine.
Yes, truly.
They don't need you to win the competition for CEO in order to secure them like a good. So afterwards, there is another 17 diamond scene to give Sam a massage. Did you take this one?
I did it. It gave me PTSD. I remember.
From what?
Because there was an option. Y'all, listen, a little fun fact about Lucas here. I hate feet. I hate feet. I hate feet so much. Like, they're just deformed hands. Like, it's just a thing. In the diamond scene, there was an option to either, like, massage his back or massage his feet. And I was like, why the fuck would y'all put this in?
I feel like you should know because foot massages are very common, though. I feel like you set yourself up for that one.
But what is sexual about a foot massage? You know what? I'm not.
It's
no
not
one answer that. No one answer that because I know some people got some foot fetishes out here.
I'll shut my mouth then. That is not me admitting I have a foot fetish. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that was an answer I was going to give because some people do find feet sexual. I just already know. I have to. No, Twitter gonna run with this. No, man. Trying to go wrong with this, bro. Fuck.
What I love, it was literally the most, like, the smallest of seconds of silence. And you're like, no, I'm not defending it. I'm not saying
that I'm right. Like, just because I say that furries exist doesn't mean that I'm a fucking furry. I'm just saying that it's something that some people are into.
Right.
But even if you,
so
as
Anna and Sam is.
As someone who loves receiving a foot massage, it is, can I phrase it like this? I'm not going to make it sexual. I'm not saying that I'm not talking about looking on the toes or nothing. What I am saying, though, is that there's something very romantic about someone who you love relaxing, number one, a part of your body that you're literally on all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like your feet are basically the workhorse of your body. Like,
absolutely.
They just getting slammed all the motherfucking time. And then, two, like you said, it's traditionally viewed as a nasty part of the body. I know a lot of people who are very afraid of feet. I am semi one of them. Like, I don't like watching people's toes in motion. I just don't like it. I don't like. You ever have someone put their feet next to you and they kind of like flex their toes? I'm like, what are you doing? Just stop doing that right now.
It's like a loaded gun. Like someone just pointed a gun at you.
Right. But there is something very romantic about someone who you love, someone who's gentle with you, someone who knows how to take care of you. Massaging a part of your body that, one, is overworked and sore, and then, two, just, like, taking a careful, just giving a part of your body that most people would traditionally look as, like, ill, gross, I'm not going to touch that, and giving it some TLC. Like, there's something very, like, romantic about that.
Okay, I can see the emotional appeal of it. I really can.
There is an emotional appeal of it.
This is Anna and Sam. We talking about her.
I've also given my man a foot massage before, so I'm partially defending myself. After he washed them.
Okay.
It wasn't like he took his toes out of some stinky little socks and put them towards
Flexed
me.
them.
You know what? I just got a little nauseous. Sorry, babe. Oh, let me just stop.
Yeah.
Okay,
so, yeah, the diamond scene.
Yeah, the diamond scene. Back to the book. Okay, I didn't take it. Like I said, I am not fucking this man. I have become a nun in book 2. I want nothing to do with him. So later, Naya will meet the two. Naya will announce that the meet cute was successful, but wants to start working again, even more so now that Sophia is back. Naya suggests that Sophia and Anna meet for brunch, as Anna is technically the other woman, and Sophia has a lot of clout in social circles. Naya reveals that she got Sam a seat on the Arts and Education fundraiser for the Metropolitan Opera. The two will split to go on their separate task. At brunch, Anna and Sophia will greet each other passive-aggressively. As they sip mimosas, Anna can either express condolences for Sophia's father or say that she has to be at the brunch. What did you say?
They express condolences.
I feel like if you picked a different option, you're a fucking asshole. Like, I don't care how much you don't like Sophia. Losing someone's parent is difficult.
Absolutely. Like, a death is a death. Like,
A death is
no
a
matter
death.
what.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You can have the most fucked up, complicated relationship with your parents, and you're still gonna feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. So yeah, I also picked that. So basically, if you apologize for her father's death, Sophia is surprised that Anna apologized for it, and Sophia will say that it's been hard losing him despite how many flaws he had.
And there were many.
Yeah, there were many. There were many, for sure. Afterwards, Sophia will ask what Anna wants. Anna says that they just want Sophia to leave them alone and not try to ruin their reputation. Sophia will say that she doesn't really care about Sam's reputation, and she definitely isn't a scorned woman, and admits that their PR story benefits her too because she doesn't want to be the one who is left for the nanny. She's not trying to be the scorned woman. She doesn't want that.
Yeah, true.
Sophia will turn the conversation towards the competition, and the conversation pretty quickly gets aggressive. Sophia is very straightforward that it's open season on everyone, but it's not personal. She says that she can manage to get the sympathy of the public while simultaneously stabbing Anna in the back. So there is a diamond scene to get the better of Sophia without her retaliating in front of the cameras for 15 diamonds. Did you take this?
I did. I really did.
I did. I'm sorry. You know what? I am Team Sophia, but I just had to see how this was going to play out.
I did. When she was like, yeah, like, you know, business is business, but, like, I will ruin you still. And I was like, oh, bitch,
I said, okay, bitch. Love you too, baby. Let's do this, bitch.
I said, I'm about to express my condolences for your career, ho. Keep it up.
Oh! Oh my god. So, if you take the diamond scene, Anna will open up with lots of compliments to Sophia, but then takes up on a sore spot for her. She can either poke on Lana or on Sam. If you pick on Lana, Sophia will defend her by saying that she couldn't attend the wedding because she was having a baby. If you pick Sam, Sophia isn't bothered because she never really loved Sam anyway, so Sophia is cold as hell. Sophia don't give a fuck. Then, Anna will mention Robin, and Anna will poke at Sophia for treating Robin so coldly. Again, at this point, Sophia still doesn't take the bait. And then finally, Anna will hint that her personal life is the messiest of all. Anna can either say that she's only in the corporate world because Tony is lazy, or that her father died thinking she wasn't good enough. Which, like, bruh. The father option is so awful.
It is. But I chose it.
Oh! Oh my god! What really gets me in the dialogue when you pick the father option is that Anna tells Sophia that, like, you couldn't even be a successful wife or mother. I'll tell you what, bitch, that's motherfucking cold. That is motherfucking cold.
You look at someone who just lost their dad and be like, oh, and by the way, you failed every expectation your father could have ever possibly set for you, including the most minute, like, misogynistic ones.
Right. Like, you couldn't do the basic thing that your father instinctually thought you would be able to accomplish.
Oh my god. Checkmate.
Either way, no matter whether you pick the Tony option or the father's death option, she gets really angry, and her face definitely shows it. The cameras outside will capture every expression before Sophia realizes what's going on. On her way out of brunch, Sophia will trip into a dessert cart, and her clothes get covered in cake, which I'm 99% sure. You remember that scene where they did that little prank where they exploded cake on Sophia in book 1? I am 99% sure this is the same motherfucking art, and that's why it pissed me off, because it's just kind of lazy.
It's recycled. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Recycled. I was like, it's not that it's not funny. It's just that I know that y'all only wrote this scene because you were like, oh, here's art we don't have to remake.
Before we continue with the rest of the episode, I do want to remind everyone that if you have any questions or comments that you would like to be included in a future episode, please email us at playchoicespodcast@gmail.com. Questions can be related to books we've recorded episodes on, books that we haven't read yet, or even questions you'd like to ask us. Please specify if you want a shout out, otherwise all emails will be anonymous. Alternatively, you can go to our Ask box on playchoicespodcast.tumblr.com and submit a question. Just specify that is for the podcast and we'll be sure to include it. And back to our episode.
Absolutely. If it was different artwork, then that way we could focus on the irony of it happening to her again. But
Right.
like, it's true. That's not the case here. It was the same artwork.
It's not the case. It's the same motherfucking artwork. Did you help her clean it up?
I think I did help her. I did.
I did
Yeah,
it just
for the
photo
cameras.
op. Yep, for the
Yeah,
cameras.
for the cameras.
But here's the thing, as satisfying as that scene was to watch, okay, the thing that I'm confused about is, like, I can see why momentarily it feels good to piss Sophia off.
Mhm.
Because you're catching her off guard in a moment where she clearly wants to look good because she wants to look good for the pap. But what I don't understand is, like, isn't that also going to introduce questions about there being drama between the two of you? Which, like, isn't that what you're trying to
Absolutely.
avoid?
Absolutely.
That's what I get confused about this scene. Like, it feels very good, but, like, I remember in the narration, they're like, you can piss her off without there being any consequence to you. And, like, how? How do you have no consequence? The way that these tabloids be running their motherfucking mouth, you try and tell me that they don't know that you're upset?
It's the most basic question. Like, it's going to be like, why was Sophia trying to storm out?
You know what the tabloid's gonna say? The tabloid is gonna say, Sophia and Sam Dalton's former nanny get into an argument at brunch.
Yes.
That's what it's gonna say. And how is that
Yes.
good for you? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I still took that motherfucking scene though. When they said it's not gonna be at any cost to us, I said, bitch, sign me
all
the
right.
fuck up. Sign me the fuck up, please. So afterwards, Sam will text Anna, letting her know that they're volunteering at an animal shelter. It is a diamond scene to spend time with Sam and the boys at the animal shelter for 16 diamonds. Did you take this?
No.
I don't think I took it either, but I did watch it on YouTube. I'm not really going to talk through, like, what happened too much, because it's not super eventful.
Mhm.
But I will admit that the premise was a bit confusing to me, because, like, aren't y'all supposed to be a secret, and y'all, like, meeting up in public to
That's
go
what I'm
volunteer at an
saying.
animal shelter?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But there are cute animals. The boys are there. They're interacting with the animals. It's kind of cute. But you bet, Lucas, just in case you're wondering, did they fuck in an animal shelter? Yes, they did.
Oh my god.
Yes,
I don't
they
expect
did.
anything less from them. I really don't.
There's nothing like a couple of animals just get you really up and at them, right? I
If I
mean,
did doggy style.
oh my.
Woof woof.
Oh my god. It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
So later that week, Nia will announce that they'll be doing another public appearance with Sam sooner thanks to Anna's efforts. They will be going on a date to the opera. So I guess that's where we're going to be picking off. Sex at the opera, pretty much, is what I'm...
Basically,
Mhm.
yeah. Her moans is gonna be in alto.
Oh my... Bitch, I'm done with you. You're not going to be singing with them.
Oh my
Can I ask you a very random question? You think Sam's loud during sex? Have you gotten that from the narration of their sex scenes?
No, right?
think
I
he
get
moans.
more of like a
He's a dirty talker.
he is. I get more of like a low grumble, like and you know, like
You know
very
what?
like
Please don't ever do that in my ear ever again. I did not like that. I did not like that. I did not like that. Oh no.
Massage my feet for me, Anna.
Oh! No!
Oh my goodness.
Suck on my toes, Anna.
Let me flex them in your mouth.
He's going up to her like, lick the lint between them, Anna.
The boys will never know.
The boys are like playing with Legos and like Anna's sucking Sam's toes on the couch.
The only thing that I truly like admire about Anna and Sam's scenes is that like they write Sam to be so attentive. And like that's just like that's so hot. It is so hot. Like,
that's it. That's really the way that like Sam's like, I want you to nut first. It's just like the only thing that's like good about it. But their dirty talk, man, it be taking me the fuck out. I'm like, am I reading like, here we go again. Am I reading fanfiction? I'm like, real. Maybe y'all do. Maybe y'all talk like in porn, but like the dirty talk that you see in porn, like it's just personally for me, it doesn't necessarily always get me off because sometimes it's just too much. Like,
it's too much.
Because, like, as someone who's fucked before, yeah, guys, I'm not a virgin, but as someone who's fucked before, some of the times, the things that they say, I'm like, how do y'all have enough breath control to say all of this in the middle of sex?
That.
Like,
yes.
That's where it becomes unbelievable for me, because I'm like, y'all not gasping for air or nothing?
No, I need sentence fragments. Okay.
Yeah, I need phrases, not a fucking paragraph.
No. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, let's move off this topic. We've been talking about sucking toes and dirty talking. Bro, I'm still thinking about the touch my feet. Oh no. Okay, so later. Oh wait, we already finished that. Okay, so that's the end of the chapters. I'm so distracted. I'm like, where am I? Where was I?
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Okay. Let's end this episode with some good old-fashioned rapid fire.
Oh, love it.
Let's do Anna.
Predictable.
I feel like they have her wavering between naive and intelligent, and I don't like it. They just do it whenever it's convenient.
Absolutely. How are you going to be like, oh, like Jordan must be just doing this for this reason, but then he makes you blush? No. Mm-mm. Yeah. I don't like that.
And then, like, the whole thing where Anna's like, I'm gonna pull a fast one on Sophia and embarrass her in front of the paps. Like, okay, bitch. 1 minute, you, like, can't tell what Jordan's setting you up for, but the next minute, you about to set up Sophia. It doesn't make any sense. And I'll tell you what, Sophia is the most intelligent out of all y'all. So the fact that Anna can, like, outsmart her, come on now.
I mean, like, dealing with Sophia is truly, like, intellectual warfare. And the fact that, like, Anna was able to pull that off when in the past Anna has lost every fucking time when it comes to Sophia.
Yes.
Anna, don't pretend like you didn't just almost lose Sam to her. You better calm down.
It's only because she punched below the fucking belt with that one, where she was, like, talking about her family. And, like, Sophia's made some jabs, but, like, Sophia doesn't know enough about Anna's family to, like, take her down. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, Anna has that dirty laundry because she had to fucking witness them interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sam. Over it.
Oh, yes.
Done.
Yeah, time of death. R.I.P. Yep. Yeah, no.
That little moth we were talking about with the battered wings. Mm-mm.
Yep.
It's been too long. Sophia.
I love her still, though.
I really love her. Oh my god.
I love her so much.
The only reason why this book is
iconic.
Iconic. An icon.
You've got to be a bad bitch to be able to come back to the same people who you know are talking shit about you and, like, raise your head high and still be like, I am that bitch, don't forget. Like, you have to be iconic. Like, you have to. You have 100%.
to. Okay, Jordan?
Oh my god, irrelevant again. Like he's just so. Oh my goodness.
I
Like
wish Jordan was hotter. I wish Jordan was actually turning me on, but
right.
they're
Like he
not.
just want to be. He just introduced into like the chapters to like blow breath by your ear. Like I'm done. I'm over it. Like
He's just there to like tickle your wrist as he walks by. It's like, okay, bitch.
absolutely.
Meanwhile, Sam tickling my clit every other chapter. Like,
Every other chapter,
it's
whether
not
I
doing
want to or
anything for
not,
me.
in public, in private, and
Right.
and dog shelters.
Inside the kennel.
Right. Like
Look at my feet.
he breeding me. Like
I'm sorry. You've lost me. I'm sorry. You have gone a step too far, sir.
Robin.
Oh my god, yeah, let's talk about Robin.
I'm sad for him.
I am so
I'm sad
fucking
for
sad
Robin.
for Robin. Like, I just feel sympathetic. I just want to hold my baby
Mhm.
boy in my arms and just tell him it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, now that like I've truly like put two and two together and realized that like it's possible for Robin to lose everything that he did in fact work for, whether it was honest or not, he was putting in the work to achieve things and achieve happiness. Like now that I realize all that could be taken away from him, it's sad a little bit.
Yeah, it's really sad. The twins.
Ugh, I'm over them
Villains?
too. I do not care. First of all, just a little side note. When you figure out that Mason's little girlfriend is Lana's daughter, we breaking that shit up immediately. I do not care. I don't care.
Oh my god.
We breaking that up immediately. How do I know that Lana didn't plant her daughter in order to get some information out of Mason and Mickey?
You know what, sir? That never once crossed my mind. Not
I'm
a
just
single
saying,
time.
look who her mama is. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Okay, and finally, Naya.
You know what? She doing her job. She doing the damn thing. I like her because, like, truly, she's making the most out of an impossible task, and she's working it. You know,
Absolutely.
she's spinning it in our favor.
We love a hard worker.
Absolutely.
She's basically
We-
the Sophia of the PR world.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And Sam's a returning customer, so
Absolutely. She's like, I gotta keep this man happy. Okay, well, that's pretty much all that I prepared for this chapter. So thank you so much, Lucas, for joining me on this talk. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you to our bodyguards and our Secret Service. That includes everyone who is making regular donations, anyone who's ever submitted a tip, and also people who are subscribed to me on Twitch. We will talk to you guys during our next episode. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.